After helping over 400 students, we are back with the Research Bootcamp for the 5th cohort this year. No one is surprised when they hear that Messi started playing football when he was 4 years old. But everyone gets so shocked when they hear that you need to start preparing early if you want to increase your chances of getting into a top university or an Ivy League in the United States. So many students ask me through YouTube comments, Instagram DMs, emails on what they can do to improve their chances of getting into Ivy Leagues. And if I had to sum it all up in one word, in 2025, it is research. And in today's video, we are going to discuss exactly that. How 400 students before you and now even you could potentially get involved in research as a high school student, get your work published, and stand out with an excellent college application to look different than your competition and improve your chances of getting into your dream university. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, other than having the privilege to study at 2 Ivy League universities, Cornell and Harvard, I was also involved with a significant amount of research. So if we rewind back, at Harvard, I worked on a microfluidic lab-on-chip platform that was used to detect corneal ulcer infections. I know, right? That sounds super cool. And it was. It was one of the most fulfilling and fundamental experiences that shaped how I looked at research, taught me some really valuable fundamental things, and honestly gave me something to write about in my college applications. And I feel that that kind of just skyrocketed my journey and helped me get into Cornell. So when I got into Cornell, I researched something completely different. I actually worked on a device, kind of like a pen, that was used to detect healthy and unhealthy tissues in open colorectal surgical procedures. I was also involved in a second research which used epigenetic biomarkers for interventions in Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. Now we're looking at infectious diseases, neurological diseases, surgical diseases. I've basically done it all. This particular research for Alzheimer's went on to help me get into the Clinton Foundation. And when I was in Cornell, I was only one out of the 3 students that got admitted into their early decision. I went to Chicago on a fully funded trip. I got to meet Bill Clinton and the entire Clinton family. Now, with all of this research that I've done, this was only till what I've done in actual college. From there, the last few years, I've been involved in working on infectious diseases, COVID-19, and various other aspects. So I feel that I'm in a good position to give you guys some advice on how research can be helpful in your college applications. The Research Bootcamp by Incognito Blueprints has helped over 400 students in the last few years, from students joining in from over 20 different countries. This is a huge, diverse group of mostly high school students that come together each summer to work on a research project for a duration of 8 weeks. The best part about this entire program is that it follows a live hybrid working model, which means that you have live classes, recorded classes, and you are communicating constantly to your teammates, your commitment mentors to get help and basically move your project forward. So in addition to just learning what research is and how you actually do it, you're working on your own project. So you're implementing everything that you learn. By the end of the bootcamp, you're not just a pro at academic research, but you actually have your very own project. The best part is last year, almost all of the teams actually got their research published by the end of the bootcamp. Now, this is a huge win for all of the students that were involved, as well as the entire Incognito Blueprints team. Because, as you guys already know, it is no joke doing research, and getting your research published is just a huge plus. Now, anyone from any country can join and participate in the Research Bootcamp. Honestly, all you need is a computer and a strong internet connection. So if you are watching this video, you are in a pretty good spot to do this bootcamp. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to get up or go outside of your home. The Incognito Blueprints team does everything for you. All you have to do is enroll. And the way that the bootcamp works is when you enroll, you get to decide on what your area of interest is. You can choose STEM, computer science, or non-STEM. So whatever field or major you're actually interested in pursuing, there is a spot for you. Based on your interest, you are divided into teams of 3 to 6 students. Everything that the Incognito Blueprints team handles, you don't have to do anything. And basically, a few days before the program actually starts, you get an email telling you who your teammates are, how you need to communicate with them, go through the onboarding process. You get your account and dashboard details. You get your own student dashboard where you can actually watch the videos, understand everything you need to before the program actually starts. and you have the Incognito Blueprints team for the entire support as well. Now, once the program kicks off, you are given a project that you'll be working on for a duration of 8 weeks. It is an extremely structured program. It's not something that we'll just see how it goes sort of a thing. Each week, there are assignments and deliverables. You're working as a team to move your research forward. Now, based on each assignment, you're also building your manuscript that can potentially be submitted for a publication in an online peer-reviewed journal. Now, needless to say, this is going to be a huge plus in college applications. And in the last few years, so many colleges such as Stanford, Brown University, Dartmouth, Harvard, UPenn have just outright come and said that they want to see profiles with research. They want to see high school students who've done prior research. Now, this year, there are 5 new things that are going to be introduced to the bootcamp that you can potentially add as honors or in your extracurricular activities profile. I'm going to break each one of these down for you. The first one is participation certificates. Now, every single person who enrolls in the bootcamp gets this participation certificate. It basically confirms that you've attended the bootcamp and it is proof that you were there. The second one is individual evaluations. Now, individual evaluations are given to those students that complete a certain level of assignments. So this shows that you've been active in the research bootcamp. You haven't just been sleeping, basically, but it's kind of like a graded evaluation, and not everybody gets it. So it is slightly selective, and as long as you're a good student completing the assignments, you get this. The best part, it is graded. So when you attach it to your resume or upload it as a secondary report document, it shows colleges that someone outside of your school has judged your ability and talks about how you are as a student. Again, a fantastic thing that colleges want to see. Number 3 is that top 10 teams from this year's cohort will receive post-bootcamp support to get their research published. Like I said, last cohort, we introduced this thing where we helped a lot of the teams get their research published, and we were so pleased with the outcome. Each year, the students work on difficult, groundbreaking projects that actually have a community and societal impact, and we want to help support that. So the top 10 teams in the research bootcamp cohort this year will receive this post bootcamp support, wherein the Incognito Blueprints team and the commitment mentors will actually help those teams get their research published. Number 4 is the project showcase. For the project showcase, there will be up to 5 teams that are shortlisted from the entire cohort, the top performing teams, and they will present their work to a panel of external judges. These judges will then decide who comes first, second, third. It's basically a competition. Now, how cool is that? Imagine, in addition to actually participating in the bootcamp, if you win first, second, or third, this bootcamp itself then becomes an honor. It's not an extracurricular activity anymore. You can actually write that you were placed first in a cohort of more than 120, 130 students, and that you were judged from external judges, and you can even talk about who the judge panelists were. Number 5 is the Young Student Innovator Award. Now, these are individual awards that will be given to students who perform exceptionally well and are outstanding throughout the cohort. Now, the benefit of this is you get a personalized letter of recommendation and your own feature on the Incognito Blueprints website. There are a few already there, so you can check that out. But if you win a YSI award, you can basically put that link in your college application. So colleges can just go to the website and see the feature for themselves. It is an external validation. Again, it is a huge honor. Let's talk a little bit about the structure of the bootcamp itself. In my opinion, you learn 3 major categories. The first one is research-based technical skills. So of course, because you're learning and you are participating in a research bootcamp, you will learn how to do a literature review, how to write a research paper, everything following the PRISMA methodology, which is something that the scientific and academic world follows in industries to this date. Now, these are all technical skills that are great to have on your resume itself. The second thing is communication. Now, communication skills are hard to just quantify, but this research bootcamp does it so well. Because you're working in a team and not individually, you need to talk and interact with different people. There's a possibility that these people may be from different countries. So being able to communicate your thoughts effectively and articulate what you're thinking becomes super important. Furthermore, the third category is presentation. Through assignments, through the showcases that we have, we force students outside of their comfort zone to learn how to present their ideas effectively as well. So, in addition to just technical skills, you're learning all of these intangible and interpersonal skills that are ultimately going to help you in the long run as well. Now, in my opinion, the research bootcamp is one of the best things that you can do if you're in high school, irrespective of what grade you're in. So students from classes 9 to 12, this is a great opportunity to attend. We've had so many students that have done this multiple times. And the best thing is, if you're doing it multiple times, each time this project is allocated to you, it is a fresh and tailored project. There's no repetition of projects. There's no repetition of teams, new projects, new everything. So you can do this as many times as you want. The only thing is, it only happens once a year each summer. So students wait for the entire year to participate in this bootcamp. Right now, the waitlist for this bootcamp is over 2,000 students that are just waiting to jump in and enroll as soon as it opens on February 1st. So if you're watching the video till this very point, you have all of the information that you need to be informed and make a decision on whether you want to participate in the bootcamp. I'm going to leave a link to the bootcamp's website in the description below, so you can check out all of the specific in-depth details, read about it yourself, take a look at some of the past work that students have done, and be ready before February 1st. The reason I say this is the pricing structure opens in such a way that there is an early bird pricing structure. So the earlier you enroll, the more beneficial it'll be from a price point. There's also a possibility that if there are too many students that enroll, they may stop the enrollment for this year. Like I said, it only happens once a year, so I would highly recommend taking advantage of this opportunity. It's in the summer. It's perfect way to spend your time in doing something productive, useful, and learning something new. If you're watching till this point, like the video. I'm super excited for this year's research bootcamp because there are so many new things that we're trying to introduce to help you build on your honors and activities for college applications. And in the beginning of the video, I mentioned and talked a little bit about Messi starting to play when he was 4 years old. So I want to know from you, who is your favorite sports person, or maybe just an inspiration. For me particularly, as I was growing up, Roger Federer is someone who I really looked up to. I was into tennis. I played tennis as a kid. In India, I went into state and nationals even. So I was a huge tennis player, and I really, really looked up to Roger Federer. He's retired now, but I'd watch all of his matches, the Wimbledon championships. It just hurt me so much when he would lose to Nadal, that rivalry. So I want to know yours. Put that in the comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.